Hear me, spirits of our ancestors.
Oh, Gigi. Oh, Gigi. We have come to you to offer this sacrifice to you. We plead that you accept our sacrifice and let this rain fall.
When Amara took the storm power into her body, it felt like swallowing lightning while being hit by thunder. The power ran through her blood like fire. When it was done, she looked completely different. Her hair moved like wind was always blowing through it. Small sparks danced on her skin. She could barely control all the power inside her. It wanted to escape and create storms everywhere. The storm spirit wanted her to keep her feelings calm, because strong emotions would make the power explode out of her, whether she wanted it or not. When she grabbed the lightning bolt to go home, it pulled her through space and time. But when she landed back on the hill, everything was wrong. The sun was high in the sky. Even though she remembered living at night, time moved differently in the storm world, and she realized she had been gone much longer than she thought. She ran down the hill toward her village, scared about what might have happened. The sounds of angry and sad voices told her something terrible was about to happen. What she saw made her scream with horror. All the village people were gathered under the big tree. Elder Django stood holding a sharp knife. Little Kofi was on his knees with his hands tied behind his back, ready to be killed as a sacrifice to end the drought. No! Amara screamed so loud it echoed everywhere. Everyone turned to look at her and gasped. They stepped back in fear and shock. She understood why. She must have looked like a creature from another world, with lightning crackling around her and electricity in her eyes. Amara, Amara whispered, hardly believing what she saw. Is that really you? It's me, Mama, she said softly, trying not to let her emotions make the power go wild. And I brought the rain with me. As soon as she spoke, thunder rolled across the clear sky. Dark clouds started coming fast, responding to the storm energy flowing through her changed body. The air became thick and heavy with water and electricity. Elder Django's hand shook as he put down the knife.
What happened to you, child?
Amara explained her trip to the storm world. She told them the truth about their drought. The dead ancestors weren't angry with them. Their people had broken an old promise with the storm spirits long ago, but she had come back with power to save everyone, at least for now. The clouds above got thicker and blacker. She walked to Kofi and untied his ropes with ends that sparkled with every touch. I am sorry, I almost came too late, little brother. When Kofi hugged her, he jumped back in surprise as electricity jumped between them. Sister, you feel like lightning. That's because I carry the storm inside me now, she said gently. Right then, the first drop of rain began to fall. The rain that came next was like a flood of life. Village people danced and cried with happiness. Children played in the puddles that formed quickly. Adults stood with their faces up to the sky, letting the precious water wash over their dry skin. But Amara stood away from the celebration. She could feel how her emotions stirred up the storm. Her joy made the rain fall at her. Her relief sent lightning across the sky. And her sadness about what had happened to her made the wind howl through the trees. When her father came over carefully, she had to tell him the awful truth. She had become something between human and storm spirit. She could bring rain, but she was cursed to live with dangerous power that responded to every feeling she had. To show him, her worry about controlling the power made the wind blow so hard it bent in trees and threw things around until she forced herself to be calm. When her mother asked how long the rain would last, it led to an even worse truth. This was only temporary help. To really fix their problem, someone else would need to go to the storm world and make a proper deal with the storm spirit. It had to be someone who loved her enough to wake up this gift of walking to storms. Someone willing to risk the same change that had happened to her. But grandmother Iota who was very wise from her long life, had already seen the deeper truths in Amara's glowing eyes. She knew the old stories about storm carriers, about how such power burned bright but didn't last long in human bodies. When they made her tell the truth, Amara admitted the crushing reality. She would probably live for only 1 more year, maybe 2, if she was very careful with her power. The rain kept falling around them, but now it felt like tears from the sky itself. Young Kofi bravely offered to make the dangerous trip, saying his sister had saved his life and now he wanted to save us. But Amara said no right away, afraid for his safety. Their father volunteered next, willing to risk everything for both his children, but he said no to that too, afraid of leaving the family without a father. Everyone argued why the rain poured down. They all wanted to help, but knew the huge risks. How could they choose who should make such a dangerous trip? Then, Grandmother Inyota stepped forward with quiet strength, making everyone stop arguing. She said she was old and had led a full life, seeing her family grow old. If she died on the journey, it would be a death with a meaning. If she succeeded, she would give the best possible gifts to future people. Her honest words about her age and how little time she had left made everyone stop objecting. Even though Amara was scared, the old woman wouldn't change her mind. She would make this trip, not just for her great-granddaughter, but for the future of their old people. That evening, as storm cloud gathered, Amara walked with Grandmother Inyota to the hilltop, where her own journey had started. She explained what to expect, how the lightning would speak in her mind if she could hear them, how time moved differently in the storm world, and the terrible fact that if she couldn't hear the storm spirit, the lightning strike would just kill her. At the top of the hill, as the sun went down and electricity began crackling across the sky, they said what might be their last goodbye. The old woman's wrinkled hands held Amara's glowing ones as she spoke of how proud she was of her great-granddaughter's courage. Through tears that made the rain fall harder, Amara walked back down. Hours passed with lightning raging overhead. As dawn came, a glowing figure walked down the hillside. Grandmother Inyota, changed but victorious, her eyes blazed with electric blue light. Silver lines of power traced her dark skin, and her voice carried sounds of thunder. Unlike Amara's wild storm energy, she held the steady power of gentle rain. The news she brought was amazing. The storm spirits didn't want just one bridge between worlds. They wanted to create a group of storm speakers, several people who could talk to them and work together to control the weather their land needed. The gift could be taught to people who had the ability to learn, and most importantly, Amara's dangerous power could be shared among many people instead of killing one person quickly. The storm spirits also offered incredible payments for the drought years, a raining season so good it would not only fix the land but make it more fertile than it had been for generations. In return, they asked for true partnership based on respect and working together rather than the control their ancestors had once tried. When they reached the village, everyone was waiting. Grandmother Inyota, standing as tall as her old bones, would let her, and speaking in a new thunder-touched voice, explained the partnership offer. Several people would train as storm speakers, each learning to connect with different parts of weather. The deal required respect for the storm spirit, freedom and ceremonies of thanks, instead of trying to control them. Sometimes, the greatest power comes not from controlling others, but from learning to work together.